What's in a name? Well, a name can say a lot. A name can sum up in one word or a few words who you are as a person. It could reflect your personal mission statement or showcase something that you love. Something that I love very much is hiking, as many of you probably already know. A few years ago, I had a trail name, Hiker Girl, that at the time represented me. It was a fun name that my friends and I grew to love. I was approached by a friend who suggested teaming up and turning that name into a business. Naively, I agreed, and we began a new endeavor that didn't quite turn out the way I had anticipated. I was kept out of the loop on some things of importance, some decisions were made without my knowledge or approval, and suddenly I found myself cut off from my own baby, so to speak. A friendship was broken, I felt used and betrayed. I could have lashed out, and I was certainly mad enough to do that, but I chose to take the high road, wish those friends well, and move on. I could have kept the name Hiker Girl, but I no longer wanted to be associated with that name after what happened. I wanted something that was unique and that I could call my own. I tried to come up with other names, but nothing sounded as great as the name I had. Now, I'm a praying woman, so I asked God for direction on what to call myself after giving up the nickname I loved so much. I didn't get any immediate answers. However, 2 years ago, something very traumatic happened to me. I pulled a calf muscle and wound up in the hospital 2 weeks later with a DVT, which is basically a blood clot, and it was in my calf. It was a good thing that I caught it when I did, or I could have been in real trouble. I could have even died. It was an experience that I'll never forget, that's for sure. Something that blindsided me, and I never saw it coming. How many times in your life have you been going along and everything seems great, and then out of nowhere something comes up and slaps you in the face? Or maybe things in your life aren't going so well and you think matters just couldn't possibly get any worse. Then, boom, the bottom falls out and you find yourself hit with a blow right to your gut and you're struggling to breathe. It happened to me 9 years ago when my mom had a sudden and brief illness and passed away shortly after that. I didn't see that coming. And just like that, never in a million years did I see myself lying in a hospital bed, helpless, having to call the nurse each time I needed to get up to do something so simple as go to the bathroom. The youngest patient in the telemetry unit. That was me. Just 2 weeks before that, I was a happy hiking weekend warrior and then blindsided. I didn't see it coming. One of my biggest concerns during that time was would I ever be able to hike again? My doctor at that time suggested that I take a couple of months off from hiking, so I did that. And when I hit the trails again, I did so gradually and with a new sense of awareness and fear. That fear held me back from doing some of the more exciting and challenging hikes that I once enjoyed. I scaled back some of my adventures because I always had this heightened sense of fear that something might happen to me. This level of fear wasn't something I'd had before. I was always cautious, but never truly afraid. Even after I had gotten weaned off of the blood thinners I was on and everything had checked out medically, I was still battling this gripping fear. Finally, a turning point came in August of this year when I basically looked that fear in the eyes and stared it down. I went on a transatlantic adventure to Europe with a group of friends and hiked the classic Tour du Mont Blanc. I was terrified of both flying and of taking on such a big hike. The entire circuit of the Tour du Mont Blanc is 110 miles. I was concerned about the flight because it was my first flight since before the DVT, and then I was afraid of getting another DVT. Following some helpful advice from my cardiologist, Dr. Benzer, who has been an absolute blessing to me, I went on the journey and it was a success. It restored much of the confidence I had lost over the last couple of years and set me on a new path towards full restoration. I had gotten my mojo back and was ready for new adventures. When I returned home from my European conquest, I had a new trail name, and that name was Mountain Joys. For short, I like to call it Mojo because it truly represents me and my personal journey over the course of my life, and in particular, the last couple of years. Mojo is about resilience and perseverance. It's about falling and getting back up again. It's about looking fear in the eyes and laughing in its face. It's about discovery, about finding your story and living out your life's purpose, no matter what comes against you. I'm a hiker and climber, but Mojo isn't just about those things. It encompasses so much more because you and I were made for so much more than we ever could have imagined possible. One of the greatest gifts that I can give to you and the rest of the world is to encourage you and inspire you to be the best that you can be at whatever you were designed to do. You may be a hiker, a climber, a hardcore mountaineer, a skier, a runner, a crossfitter, one who takes a casual walk around the block. You may even currently be a couch potato who lives vicariously through me and others as we share our adventures on social media. If you are the latter, I hope to inspire you to get out and get active. Mojo is about finding and discovering the silver lining in a tragic or painful situation and running with it. Part of that silver lining for me that came out of the DVT situation was the serious realization that despite all the hiking I was doing and how active I was in poor health and heading in the wrong direction. I was terribly overweight. I had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Thankfully, my blood sugar has always been normal, and it still is, yet I am predisposed to type 2 diabetes since it runs in my family. It claimed my mother's life and also my grandmother's. So I'm making changes in my life now to stop that disease in its tracks. While in the hospital with the DVT, I was prescribed blood pressure medication to regulate my blood pressure and blood thinners to help dissolve the blood clot. The blood pressure medication I was first prescribed eventually caused me to have these serious heart palpitations that basically landed me back in the ER about a year later. Earlier this year, I decided it was time to find a good cardiologist as I had not seen one since my release from the hospital. So I found Dr. Benzer by reading Yelp reviews. I called to make an appointment and was seen that very same day. I had a full exam during that first visit, including an EKG and a stress test, and then I was put on a diet. It wasn't exactly what I expected during a visit to the cardiologist, but it turned out to be the best thing that has happened to me in all of this. So far, I've lost about 50 pounds and I feel so much better. My blood pressure is under control, my cholesterol has improved, my blood sugar is still good. Though I haven't arrived at my health goal just yet, I am over halfway there, and I'm confident that I can reach that goal in the coming months. So I'm still a work in progress. Like a well-known comedian once said, "Don't trip, he ain't through with me yet." And now he has given me a new name, Mojo. I like to think of it as Mojoy. We could all use more joy in our lives, and my name means joy, so I want to spread it. There are a lot of depressing things happening in the world, and hearts are broken, so there's so much darkness all around. I'd like to shine some light into that darkness and help restore people's hope. Now, a new name deserves a means for people to easily connect with it and relate the moment they see it. Something that captures their attention and causes instant recognition. A logo that defines in a snapshot what the brand or the person is all about. I've been working on a new design for the past several weeks that illustrates my story and the vision of what I hope to accomplish throughout the remainder of my life's adventures. So, without further ado, here is the new Mojo brand logo. I hope you like it. I'm a novice at designing things, so if you don't like it, please go easy on me. Okay, for now, the blog and the YouTube channel will remain Tales of the Trails. Now, if I do make any changes later on, which I hope to do, you'll be the first to know. Mojo is just a side project for now. It's still in sort of a test phase. I've got some ideas that are being worked out, such as accessories and maybe some apparel. But at this moment, I just want to get the concept out there so that when you see this picture, you will know this is Joyce. If you're already following Tales of the Trails, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Please share this page and the channel so that it can be a blessing to others. I'm also on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can look me up under mountain_joy_mojo. I'd love to connect with all of you there. I share some of my best pictures there and occasionally post a few video snippets from my adventures. Please also check out my blog at talesofthetrailsseries.com. From there, you can find the link to my YouTube channel. All right, thanks so much for tuning in to this unveiling of the new name and logo. Have an extraordinary and blessed holiday season. If you've had a tough year, get your mojo back in 2018. Let's do this together, okay? See you soon.